match. Okay. Then so let's take one example. I given the syntax. Okay. So then like let's take first step. So suppose here, like to practice this merge command, so just follow these steps. First, create a source table. Okay, na? Create source table. Okay, then create source table. Okay, na? So then, like actually, but in real-time projects, you don't create source table. Source table already exists. Target table already exists. What you have to do is you have to apply the changes. You have to replicate the changes. To replicate the changes, you directly execute what merge command. Okay, now then. But here I am creating what source and target tables for practice purpose. But in real time, you don't create source and target tables. Source and target tables already exist in database. What you have to do is you have to replicate the changes. So then execute merge. So suppose here, this is the source table I'm taking, and you know how to create the table, how to create table, how to insert the data into the table. And this is the table: ID, name, address. So create the source table with this data. Okay. And so create the source table with following data, just with 2 rows. Now, next, step 2. Okay, let's see. Create replica. Create replica for customer S. Create replica for customer S. And you know how to create the replica? Okay, you know how to create replica. Yesterday we have, like I given some examples how to create replica. And then select what star into customer T from customer S. Select star into customer T from customer S. After executing this command, what is created is replica is created. What the replica name is customer T, and it's created with same data. It's created with same data. Yes. Whatever data is there in customer S, the data is copied to customer T. Okay. Create replica for customer S. So select star into customer T from customer S. A new table is created with the name customer T. What is copied to this new table? Whatever data is there in customer S table, the data is copied to customer T table. Okay. So this contains 2 rows. The 2 rows are copied to customer T. Now both tables are same or not? Okay, na? Source and targets. So the actual table plus replica, both are same. Yes. Next one. Next one. Modify the source table. Modify the source table. Okay. Modify the source table. Make some changes. Make some changes. Then how? Changes means what? Inserts, updates, deletes, they are called changes. Let's insert a new record into source table. Modify this source table. Insert a new record into source table. Update this record. Then, so insert into customer S values. Insert into customer S values 3C something. Delhi. A new record is inserted. A new record is inserted into customer S. Similarly, update this address, customer one address. His address is HYD. Update this address. How to update? Update customer S set address equals to DLR, where customer ID equals to 1. So customer 1 address is updated with what? DLR. So how many changes? 2 changes. One is insert, one is update. 2 changes. Now, next. So now this is the table. Customer S table contains 3 rows. 3C, what is this is Delhi. A new record is inserted and existing customer address is what? Updated. So what is this is? This is what inserted, and what is this is? This is what updated. Okay, then a new record is inserted, existing customer address is what? Updated. Okay, then. So now source table is modified or not? Yes, you made some changes to the source table. 2 changes. One is insert, one is what? Update. Now what do you want to do? You want to apply the changes to what? Target table. You want to apply the changes to the target table. Yes or no? Source table is modified. Apply the changes to the target table. Now, step 4. So replicate changes to customer T. Replicate the changes to customer T. Replicate the changes. Whatever the changes are made to customer S, replicate the changes to customer T. Replicate means repeat. Okay, na? Repeat the changes to customer T. Okay, then what? How to replicate the changes? Using merge. Execute merge command. To replicate the changes, execute what? Merge. So on target table also, we have to insert, we have to update. So instead of executing insert and update separately, we can combine these 2 commands into one command. That is what? Merge. Okay, then. So merge command. So then, now let's see. So you have to follow this syntax. Merge. You have to follow this syntax. Okay, then now let's see. What is merge into target table? What is the target table? Merge into. You are merging into which table? Target table. Customer T. As T. What is T? Is alias. I given alias for target table. Next, then, suppose here using source table. What is the source table? As S. Next one, on condition. 1 second. Listen this first. So then, this is source table. Okay, this is source table. This is the source table, and this is the target table. This is the target table. Okay, now this is the source, this is the target. So yesterday you created replica, today you made some changes. So you want to apply the changes to the target. Okay, but here the question is, then how you know which record should be inserted, which record should be updated in target table? On target table, what you have to do? Insert and update. On this target table also, you have to insert and update. But how do you know? How you know which record should be inserted, which record should be updated? Okay, then how you decide that? Which row should be inserted, which row should be updated? Simple. If the row is already there, then if row is already there, source table record is already there in target table, then update it. Source record is not there in target table, insert it. That's all. If record is already there, update. If record is not there, insert. So then, but how you know record is there or not there? To find, to know whether record is there or not there, compare this customer IDs. Compare this what? Customer IDs. So your customer ID is one. Compare this one with this target table customer ID. Compare the source table ID with target table ID. Source table ID is matching to the target table ID. This one, source table ID is matching to the target table ID. Yes. If it is matching means record is there. Then update. Source table ID not matching with target table ID. Let's take 3. This 3 is not matching with target table ID. If source table ID is not matching with target table ID means it's not there. Record is not there. Then insert. Understood or not? So like on target table, you want to insert, you want to update. But insert or update, how you decide. If record is already there, update. Record is not there, insert. But how do you know record is there or not there? Compare this customer IDs. Customer ID is matching, record is there, update. Customer ID is not matching, record is not there, insert. So then let's see. Here you have to give the condition, on condition. Once again, just see. What I'm giving is s.cid equal to t.cid. Tell me what I'm doing. I'm comparing source table customer ID with what? Target table customer ID. Source table customer ID is matching with target table customer ID. Suppose. Then this is the condition. I'm writing this condition. So when matched, what is the meaning? When matched means source table ID. Source table ID is matching with target table ID. Let's take one. One is matching to this one. Source table ID is matching to target table ID. If source table ID is matching to target table ID, then what? Source table ID is matching to target table ID. Then update it. Then update. Update. What is the syntax of update? Update. You write like this. Update emp set salary equal to so and so where something. Then you write like this. But here update table name is not required. We don't need to give the table name because you already mentioned you are merging the data into customer T. Merging means you are inserting and updating. You are inserting and updating into customer T. Understood or not? Table name is not required because you already mentioned here you are merging the data into customer T. That means you are inserting and updating into customer T. No need to give the table name. Directly what? Set what? Set address. In target table, what do you want to update? In target table, what do you want to update? Matching bars, one is matching to this one. Once matched found, then update. In target table, what do you have to update? I want to update address. I don't want to update ID. I don't want to update name. I want to update only address. Then, so what? Target table address should be updated with what value? Source table address. Target table address is updated with what? This target table address is updated with what? Source table address. Okay, then so update set target table address equal to source table address. Okay, next one. So this is when this update command is executed. When this update is executed, when source table ID is matching with what? Target table ID. When source table ID is matching with target table ID, then we are executing what? Update. Suppose source table ID is not matching with target table ID, then then source table ID is not matching with target table ID. Then what? When not matched, then what? When not matched, then what? When not matched. When not matched means, let's take this ID 3. 3 is not matching with what? 3 is not matching with any target table ID. Then, so this tree is not matching with any target table ID. If not matching with target table ID, then what? Insert it. Then we have to write when not matched, then insert. What the insert command syntax? Insert into table name values, you give the values. Insert into table name values. But into table name is not required because you already mentioned you are merging into customer T, not required. Then simply say what? Insert values, give the values. Insert values, give the values. What values we have to insert? This complete row. This complete row I want to insert into target table. This row, this complete row I want to insert. This customer ID, name, address, complete row. Then ought insert into what? S.cid, S dot name, S dot address. So this complete row insert into target table. How to access these values? S dot ID. How this is referred? This is referred as what? S now. Then S dot ID, S dot name, S dot address. So this complete row is inserted into target table. That's and merge command should end with what? Semicolon. You written as step 1 to up to step 2, step 3. Step 3 is complete. Huh? Okay, now so execute this. Execute this one by one step. Then Now, so first step one. Okay, na? Let's go to the step one. Okay, then so just go to step one. Then so let's go to this step one. First, create what source table. Create the source table. What then? Create table customer S, customer ID integer, customer name varchar of 10, customer address varchar of 10. Okay, then create the table. Now let's see. So table is created. After creating the table, insert some data, just one or two rows, and insert into customer S values 1A, then HY. Next, 2B something, Mumbai. Insert these two rows. Okay, na? Then source table is ready. Source table is ready or not? Yes. Now see this. Select star from customer S. Source table is ready. Okay, then now create replica. So create replica for this. Step one is completed. Step two, create replica. Select star into customer T. So after executing this command, a new table is created with name customer T. What is copied to this new table? Whatever the data is there in customer S, the same thing is copied to customer T. So now let's run this. Two rows affected, two rows copied to target table. See the target table. Select star from customer T. Okay, then select star from customer T. So target table is created. Now both tables are same or not? Now at present both tables are same or not? Source table and target table. Now both tables are what? Same. Now make some changes to step 2 is completed. Step 3. Then make some changes to source table. Now insert a new record. Insert into customer S values. What is 3C something what? Delhi. Okay, na? A new record is inserted into source table. And update the address. Then what? Update customer S address equals to BLR. Where ID equals to what? 1. Then so run this command. Now let's see. One row affected. So just you made some two changes. One is insert, one is update. Now see both tables. Select star from customer S, select star from customer T. Now see both tables. Execute these two. Okay. Now there are some changes. So a new record is inserted. Existing customer address is updated. You want to apply the changes to what? Target table. You want to apply the changes to the target table. So to apply the changes, execute what match. Step 4. Now execute this one match. Okay, then execute this match. Then see this here. Okay, let me run this. Then what it is saying, match statement must be terminated by semicolon. Semicolon is mandatory for match. Okay, na? Then so now let's run this. Let's run this 3 rows effect. Maybe actually source table contains 3 rows now. 2 rows are updated, 1 row is inserted. Okay, then now see the target table. What? Now see both tables. Select star from customer S, select star from customer T. Now see both tables. Then now both are same or not? Yes. Okay. Now after executing merge command, now the target table is same as source table. So that means changes are applied or not? Yes. Then sir, okay. Then for example, suppose a new record is one, one existing record is one deleted. Then what? Delete from what? Customer S, where customer ID, just listen, just say this, customer ID equal to what's that? 2. I'm deleting this row. Okay, na? I'm deleting this row. This row is what? Deleted. Now see this here. Now see the source and target tables. Okay, source and target tables. A record is deleted from source table, and the same record I want to delete from what? Target table. The same record I want to delete from target table. A record is deleted from source, and the same record I want to delete from target. Then what? Then so to delete the same record from target table, I want to delete the same record from target table. Then what we have to do? What is the meaning here? See, the record is there in target, but it's not matching with source. This ID is there in target table, but this ID is not matching with what's the source. Sir, okay now? Here what? Earlier a record is there in source table, not there in target table. Then we have to insert. But here what? A record is there in target, but not there in what? Source table. Then what? Delete. Understood or not? Then what is the condition? You have to write this condition like this. Now you have to write something like this. What is when what? Not matched by source. That means not matched by source, not matched with source. So then this is not matching with source. When it is not matched by source, then what? Then what's it? Delete from table name. Actually, what is the delete command syntax? Delete from emp, like that. But we don't need to write from emp because you already mentioned you are merging into target table, means from where it is deleted. Target table. Then delete from emp. Now semicolon. Now run this command. Okay. Now run this. So then run this. 3 rows what? Affected. 3 rows affected. Now see the target table. Then what? See that the row is also deleted from target table. Yes or no? Then what the condition for delete? Not matched by source, means record is there in target but not there in source table. What the condition for update is? Matching. Source table ID is matching with target table ID. Then update. What the condition for insert? Not matched. That means source table ID is not matching with target table ID. Then insert. This is the condition for delete. Not matched by source. That's 3. Okay. Then That's so remove that semicolon. That semicolon you have to remove. Here you have to give semicolon. Last. Okay. That, that's all. So what is this is this is what match command. That's all. Okay. Then that's it. Next. Okay. Now next one. Like so what the next one is database. What's that? Okay. Security. Database security. Okay. Now, in SQL Server, how you provide security in SQL Server? Okay. Then what are the different methods to provide security in SQL Server? Then first one is what? Logins, using logins. Another one, what's it? Users. Third one, what? Privileges. Fourth one, what? Views. The different facilities in SQL Server to provide security. Logins, users, privileges, views. Okay, then logins, users, privileges, views. Okay, then so this is security. So these are the different facilities in SQL Server to provide security. Okay, then now let's see here. 1 second. Suppose, for example, like actually, suppose a new project is started. Okay, na? A new project is started, and for the new project, what DBA will do? DBA will take one system. In that system, install what? SQL Server. For the new project, they need a database. Then DBA will take one system. In that system, he install what? SQL Server. After installing SQL Server, what the system is called? The system is called server. Okay, now after installing this SQL Server, this computer is called server. And inside the server, what he will do? He'll create what's a database. He'll create database for the new project. Okay, na? And the new project is like a sales project, sales database. He creates one database called sales database. And after creating the database, suppose there are two developers assigned to this project, developer 1, developer 2, developer 1 and developer 2. So these two developers are assigned to this new project. Okay, then okay, na? So there are two developers, developer 1 and developer 2 assigned to this new project. And every day, these developers have to connect to the server. They have to work with one database. These developers have to connect to the server. They have to work with the database. But to connect to the server, what is developer 1 requires? To connect to the server, what is developer 1 requires? Developer 1 requires what? Logins. So they need login. Okay, na? Login. So login is for what? Login is for to connect to the server, not database. To connect to the server, you are not connecting to the database. You are connecting to server by using these logins. So login provides security at what level? Login provides what? Login, just see it, provides security at what? Server level. Listen first. This provides security at what level? Server level. Okay. Who are allowed to connect to the server? Who are not allowed to connect to the server? Okay. That is what login provides security at server level. Next one. Okay. After connects to the server, and this developer one, server contains number of databases. Here I have taken in this diagram, I have taken only one database in this example, but real-time servers contains what? Hundreds of databases. Servers contains number of databases. But if this developer is allowed to connect to all the databases, is this developer allowed to connect to all the databases? No. Is allowed to connect to only the database that is required for his module. Okay, na? So is just whatever the module. So is required to access only those databases. Is not allowed to access all the databases inside the server. Now I want to give the permission to developer one to access the sales database. I want to give the permission to developer one to access what? Sales database. How this can be done? This can be done with the help of what's a user. Then what you have to do in database, you create one user in database create one user, associate this user with what's a login. Create one user in database, associate this user with what? Login. When this user is associated with this login, now developer one can access what? Database. Create one user, associate the user with login. Now the developer one can access what? Database. Similarly, I want to provide permission to developer 2 also. Then create one what? User, associate that user with this login. Okay. So create one user for developer 2. Create one user, associate that user with this login. Okay. Now, so now developer 1 and developer 2 can access sales database or not? Yes. Then what is user is? Users. User is what? User what? User provides security at what? Database level. Who are allowed to access database? Who are not allowed to access database? How that is controlled? That is controlled by using what's users. Okay. Next one. What the next one is? Privileges. So like suppose here developer one is allowed to see. Understood the difference? Login and user. Login provides security at server level. Who are allowed to connect to the server? Who are not allowed to connect to the server? How that is controlled? By using login. So after you connect to the server, but you are not allowed to access all the databases inside the server. How that is controlled? By using users. Okay. Next one. Suppose developer one is allowed to access database, but the database contains what? Database contains what? Tables. Let's say database contains what? So this is the sales database. In sales database, number of tables are there. One table is customer table, one table is products table, one table is sales table, one table is orders table. Like that, number of tables are there in database, sales database. But developer one is allowed to access this database, but is not allowed to access all the tables inside the database. Is not allowed to access what? All the tables inside the database. The developer one is allowed to access only these 2 tables. He is allowed to access only these 2 tables. Then developer one is allowed to access only 2 tables. He can access the database, but is not allowed to access all the tables inside the database. He is allowed to access only these 2 tables. How this can be done? This can be done with the help of what's our privileges. With the help of privileges. So privileges provide security at what level? Table level. Privileges provide security at what level? Table level. So then provides what? Provides security at what? Table level. Okay. Then now see this. Okay. Next one. So what is customer table contains? Customer table. You take customer table. What is customer table contains? Rows and columns. Any table, the table contains what? Rows and columns. So this is the customer table. The customer table contains rows and columns. Okay. So developer one is allowed to access customer table or not? Developer one is allowed to access customer table, but is not allowed to access the complete table, is allowed to access only specific rows and columns, is allowed to access only this part, is allowed to access only this part, is not allowed to access complete table, is allowed to access only part of the table. Okay. Then how this is controlled? This is controlled by using what? Views. Then view provides security at what level? Security at what level? Security at what? Row in what, sir? Column level. Understood? Login provides security at server level. Okay, na? Then login provides security at server level. User provides security at what? Database levels. And next, privileges provide security at what level? Table level. View provides security at what? Row and column level. Understood? So that means here, security, you can provide security at different levels in databases. Okay, then. Got it? Then high-tech city building is there. Okay, na? Anyone enter into that building? Is anyone can you enter into that building? No. In high-tech city building, there are number of companies are there. Okay, na? So is anyone enter into that building? No. You should be employee of one of the employee of that. That means that is what? Server level. Okay, na? Suppose you are the employee, then you can enter into that building. But in that building, number of companies are there. Can you walk into any company? No. You are allowed to. Okay, na? Then so security is there at company level also. Security is there at building level, and security is there at what, sir? Company level. You should be one of the employee. You are allowed into only that company. Okay, then. So next, once you enter into that company, then in that company there are several departments are there. Okay, na? IT operations. Next one, sales department is there. HR department is there. So can you walk into any department? No. You are allowed into only your department. Okay, then you are HR employee. Then you can walk into what? HR department. Okay, na? So that is what? Department level. So one is building level, one is company level, next one department level. So here also same. Okay, na? Server level. Inside the server, number of databases, database level, and inside the database, what's the table level, and table contains rows and columns. Okay, na? Then. So now, like, but up to now, what we are using up to now, every day, how we are connecting to SQL Server. Every day you are connecting to SQL Server by using the login what? SA. Okay, now what is the login we are using? SA login. Suppose you joined as a developer. When you join as a developer, is SA login is given to you? No, they don't give SA login. What is SA means? System admin. SA means what? Admin. Admins can use this login, but you are a developer. So is SA login is given to you? No, they don't give SA login. What they give, a separate login is created for the developer, and using that login every day you connect to the server. A separate login is created for the developer, and using that login every day you connect to the server. And see that how to create the login. Just see this. First see this. Okay, then. So here, how to create the login. Now, these are all folders. In this, there is a folder. What is the folder? Security. Expand the security. Expand security. In security, there is a what? Logins. Select logins. Right click, select new login. Select login. Right click, select what? New login. Select new login. When you select new login, what it is asking? Login name. What it is asking is login name. So I'm giving the login name as what? Naresh. I'm giving the login name as what? Naresh. Okay, na? Naresh is the login name. Next, I'm creating. So it is asking, you want to create this login for Windows authentication of SQL Server. Windows authentication means it will not ask password. SQL Server authentication means it will ask password. But I want to create this login for SQL Server authentication. Next one, password. I'm giving the password 123. Password 123. Okay, then. So just enter the login name, enter the password, and you want to change the password at next login. Usually in real time, who create this login? Admin. Admin will create the login for developer. What admin will do? Boss, I created a login for you with some password. Later, if you want, you can change the password. Understood? Admin gives the option to the developer to change password. So that's why here there is an option. User must change a password at next login. User must change password at next login. Next time user login, so then it will ask you to change password. But here I don't want to change. Okay, then here I'm unchecked because I don't want to change the password. Right. But in the real time, what who create? Admin creates for developers, and admin will create login with some password and ask admin. Admin will ask the developer, boss, if you want, you can change the password. Then, so now click what? Okay. If you click OK, what is a login is created? A new login is created. Now let's see. A login is created. So after creating the login, now I want to connect to what? SQL Server with this login. Now open this. Open. Then again I'm opening this. Now, so what it is asking? A login. Login. What is the login? Naresh. Just now we created a login. Naresh. What is the password? Password is 123. Okay, now click what? Connect. Click connect. So connected. So okay, now. So earlier we used SA login. Now today's class we created a new login called Naresh. And using that login, you connect it to SQL Server. Okay, next. So then, but in our server, there are some databases, DB 4 p.m., DB 7 a.m. Some databases are there in the server. Okay, na? Is Naresh connected to server? Is Naresh can access this database DB 7 a.m.? Is Naresh can access DB 7 a.m.? Try to double click then. So it is giving database DB 7 a.m. is not accessible. Next one, can you access DB 4 p.m.? DB 4 p.m. is not accessible. That's what I said. You can connect to the server, but you cannot access what? Databases. If you can access all the databases inside the server, there is no security. Understood or not? So you can connect to the server, but you are not allowed to access all the databases. Okay. Then suppose this Naresh is allowed to access DB 7 a.m. Is allowed to access only DB 7 a.m. I want to give the permission to Naresh to access DB 7 a.m. Okay. Then what? Understood now? I want to give the permission to Naresh to access what, sir? DB 7 a.m. Then how this can be done? Okay. Then. So I just opened two SQL Server Management Studio windows. Okay. One is what? One is SA. One is what, sir? One is Naresh. One is SA. One is Naresh. Left side is what? Left side is SA. Right side is what? Naresh. Left side window is, okay, na? Left side is SA. Right side is what? Naresh. You can see that Naresh. Here what, sir? SA. Okay, na? Then. Now, what the problem is? Problem is what, sir? Naresh is connected to server, but is not able to access what? Databases. What do you want to do? You want to give permission to Naresh to access DB 7 a.m. Who can do this all? Who can? Admin can do this. Admin create the logins. Admin give the permission to access databases like that. Then now, tell me how to give the permission to Naresh to access DB 7 a.m. See, listen, I want to give the permission to Naresh to access DB 7 a.m. I'm asking how to give the permission. What? Create in database. In database, create what? User. Associate that user with what, sir? Login. Create user. Associate the user with what? Login. Once this user is associated with login, then he can access what? Database. Understood? Then now let's see how to create what, sir? User. How to create the user. Tell me, you want to give permission to access which database? DB 7 a.m. Then create user in DB 7 a.m. Okay, na? So now in databases, there is a call what? DB 7 a.m. Expand this DB 7 a.m. Expand the DB 7 a.m. In DB 7 a.m. In DB 7 a.m. also there is a folder. What the folder is? Security. This is security is what? Database level. And this security is what? Just now we have seen a security. What is this security is? Server level. This is server level security. And what is this is? Under the database also there is a security folder. This is what? Database level security. For database level security, use this. For server level security, use this. Okay. Then, so this security, expand the security. What's that? Users, select user, right click, select what? New user. Okay, na? New user. Select new user. When you select new user, then it is asking what? User name. Asking the username. What is the username? Naresh. Username is Naresh. What is the login? Sorry. Not username is not Naresh boss. Username, I am giving some username. We are creating a new user. Username is, suppose I am giving Vijay. What is the login is? Login is Naresh. That means I am creating a user called Vijay. And this Vijay is associated with what? Naresh login. When this user is associated with Naresh login, now Naresh can access what? DB 7 a.m. Yes or no? Naresh can access what, sir? DB 7 a.m. Now there is a called default schema. At present, leave this default schema. We'll see this later. What is schema is. Understood? Now I'm creating a user called Vijay, and this Vijay is associated with Naresh login. Now Naresh connect to server. After connecting to server, Naresh can access DB 7 a.m. because Naresh is associated with a user in database. Now click OK. Then click OK. Understood? Now. So then next after this, now let's see. Now let's see this. Then let's see this. Just refresh. Then now let's see. Now we can access DB 7 a.m. or not. Okay, na? This is Naresh now. Now let's check whether he can access DB 7 a.m. or not. So let's see. Now he can access. Now it's not giving what? Error. DB 7 a.m. is not accessible. It's not giving error. Now he can access DB 7 a.m. or not? Yes. Okay. Now can he access DB 4 p.m.? Can I access DB 4 p.m.? Let's check. Suppose I'm double click DB 4 p.m. Then what it is saying? Database DB 4 p.m. is not accessible. Okay, DB 4 p.m. is not accessible. You cannot access what, sir? DB 4 p.m. You can access only DB 7 a.m. Now tell me, suppose I want to give permission to Naresh to access DB's 4 p.m. also. Then I want to give the permission to Naresh to access DB 4 p.m. also. Then tell me what? Same procedure. What? Create user in DB 4 p.m. Associate that user with what? Naresh login. Now let's see. Expand this DB 4 p.m. In DB 4 p.m. security. Expand this security. Then what's sir? Users. Select what? New user and new user. Username. Any name you can give. Here I'm giving the same Vijay. Login is what, sir? Naresh. So in DB 4 p.m. I'm creating a new user called Vijay. And this Vijay is associated with login what, sir? Naresh. Now you can access DB 4 p.m. also because he is associated with a user in DB 4 p.m. Yes or no? Let's check. Now again what, sir? Refresh because you made some changes now. So once you refresh, the changes are what? You can see the changes. Now let's see databases. Now DB 4 p.m. Now it is okay. It's not giving error. Understood? What Naresh is opening the DB 7 a.m. is opening the database. Open the database. Now you can open the database. You can access the database or not? Yes. So now you open the database. Then open the database. After opening the database, now in database, there are some tables are there. In our database, DB 7 a.m. Every day we are using EMP table. Yes or no? Naresh is accessing DB 7 a.m. and is accessing EMP table. What is that? Is select star from what, sir? EMP. Select star from EMP. So let's run this command. Select star from EMP. So it's giving error. So I just discussed what said developer 1 means Naresh. Now let's say Naresh. Naresh is accessing DB 7 a.m. is allowed to access DB 7 a.m. But DB 7 a.m. contains number of tables, but is not allowed to access all the tables inside the database. Then to access the database, then what he needs? Privileges. Privileges means permissions. Privileges means what? Permissions. Understood? So like permissions. Okay, na? Then understood or not? No. So like once again, sir, first listen this. I'll give the commands. Okay, login, users, I'll write it. But see this, sir, after installation, now. So then, suppose here, like after installation, now just listen. After installation, one login is created called SA. After install SQL Server in your laptop, one login is created SA automatically. Okay, na? Then what this is? This login is created what, sir? SA. SA is created automatically in your system after installing. You don't need to create SA. SA is created automatically. Next one. In today's class, okay, when you create a when you create a database after installation, next what you do? You create one database. When you create a database, like for example, DB 7 a.m. Inside the database, one user is created automatically. After installation, login SA is created automatically. After creating the database, inside the database, one user is created automatically. What the username is? DBO. What the username is? DBO, database owner. DBO stands for database owner. And DBO is associated. Every user is associated with every user in database is associated with Login, na? Yes and no. User is associated with what? Login. So this DBO associated with which login? SA login. Sir, listen this. So after installation, one login is created automatically. What the login is? SA. When you create a new database, in database, one user is created automatically. DBO, database owner. And this user is associated with what, sir? Login SA. Login what, sir? SA. That is done automatically. So that is the reason, like what, if you log in using SA, you are able to access all the databases. How that is possible? When you use login SA, now you can access any database. Because how it is possible? Because inside the database, one user is created. That user is associated with what, sir? SA login. Understood? Then now every day, like we connected to SQL Server by using this SA login, and we created some tables. What tables you created? EMP table, like where all the tables comes under, like we connected to SQL Server using SA login, open the database DB7am. Then next you created the tables. That means the tables comes under which user? SA is login boss. See, once again, when I'm talking about server, you say log. When I'm talking about database, you say user. Then all the tables, whatever the tables you created, all the tables comes under DBO. What tables? EMP table, department table, next one, SAL, something, customer table, etc. All the tables comes under what? DBO. In today's class, you created a login, a new login. What is the new login? Naresh. Next, in DB7am, you created one user. What is the user you created? Vijay. And Vijay is associated with what? Naresh login. User is associated with what? Naresh login. Understood? Then a login is created. The login is what? Naresh. Next, in database, so a new user is created called Vijay, and the Vijay is associated with what? Naresh login. Next, after this, okay, na? Then after this, next one is, okay, then. So now who is executing this query? Like 1 second, who is executing this query? Select star from EMP. Who is executing this query? User. Who is that user? Don't say user. Vijay. User Vijay is executing this query. User Vijay is executing this query. Yes or no? Okay, na? Then actually, who is the owner of this table? EMP table. Who is the owner of this table? EMP table. Who is the owner of this EMP table? DBO. Because who created these tables? DBO. All these tables comes under which user? DBO. But who is running this query? Vijay is running this. The tables are created by DBO. Vijay is trying to access this EMP table. That's why it is saying select permission was denied. This is the what? Okay, the concept. Understood? Then tables created by one user cannot be accessed by another user. Okay, now you can't access my tables. I can't access your tables. So tables created by one user cannot be accessed by another user. But Vijay wants to work with this EMP table. Vijay wants to work with this EMP table. If Vijay wants to work with this EMP table, what DBO has to do? DBO has to give permissions to access this EMP table to Vijay. Vijay, okay, na? So DBO has to give permission to the Vijay to access this EMP table. How to give the permissions? To give the permissions, we use one command. What that command is called? Grant command. We use a command called what? Grant command. Now let's see. So what? So left side means SA. SA means DBO. User is DBO. Right side is Vijay. Now is opening the database. Now what do you want to do? What DBO want to do? If you want, you can check. select what, suppose when any confusion is there, select username. What is this user? DBO. Right side, select what, user underscore name. What this is? Predefined function. Username is a one predefined function. That function will return what's her username. So right side user is what? Vijay. Left side is what? DBO. Understood? Then now what DBO wants to do? DBO wants to grant permissions to Vijay. Okay, na? You want to give the permissions to, you want to give the permissions on EMP table to Vijay. Then how to give the permissions? Grant. Grant what? Select, next, insert, next, update, next, delete on EMP to Vijay. Grant, select, insert, update, delete on EMP to Vijay. Now, after executing this command, commands completed successfully. That means permissions are given to Vijay. Now Vijay can access EMP table. Yes or no? Yes. So the table is actually created by DBO. Now Vijay want to access. Now permissions are given to Vijay. Now Vijay can access or not? Yes. Now let's run this. Select star from what's that? EMP. Select star from EMP. Now you can see the table. Now it's not giving the error. Select permission was denied. It's not giving that. So you can able to access or not? Yes. And what operations you can perform on EMP table? Select, insert, update, delete. You granted all the 4 permissions. Now can you update? Yes. Now Blake, what is the Blake salary? Blake salary is what's that? 2850. I do one thing. What Vijay is doing, updating EMP table, set salary equals to what? 3000, where employee number equal to 7698. Blake number is 7698. 7698 salary is updated with what? 3000. Now let's see, one row affected. Now can update. Now just go and check. So whether like DBO can see the changes. DBO can see the changes. Yes. What is? Select star from EMP. Changes made by one user visible to another user or not? Yes. Now 7698. What the salary is? 3000. Okay, na? Changes made by one user visible to another user. Actually, the changes made by one user visible to another user after executing commit. After executing commit. But by default, it runs in auto commit mode. By default, it runs in what? Auto commit mode. That's why the changes are automatically visible. Actually, changes are visible only after executing what? Commit command, because by default it runs in auto commit mode. So that's why this DBO can see the changes. Whatever changes made by DBO, the changes are visible to Vijay. Whatever changes made by Vijay, the changes are visible to DBO. Understood or not? Yeah. So this is how you grant permissions on WhatsApp table. But while granting, suppose I granted like this. What is grant WhatsApp? Select. Grant select on what? DEPT2 WhatsApp Vijay. I'm granting only select permission on department table to Vijay. Now Vijay can only what? Vijay can only see the data. Vijay can only see the data. He can see the data, but can he update the data? No. So I want to, let's try to update this location. He's trying to update what? Department. Set location equals to what? HYD, where department number equals to 10. Is updating 10th department location, but it gives update permission was denied. Because what you granted? You granted only select permission, but you're not granted what? Update permission. So if you try to update, then it gives what? Error. Understood? Then. Okay. That's clear. Okay. Now, so you granted permissions to what? You granted permissions to what, sir? Vijay. Now Vijay can access the table or not? Yes. Because you want to work with the EMP table, You want to write some programs, you want to write some queries, you want to test some queries. So his task is completed. His work is completed. His work with the EMP table is completed. Once his work with the EMP table is completed, take back the permissions. How to take back the permissions? Revoke command. For giving the permissions, grant. For to take back the permissions, what? Revoke. Then what you have to say? Revoke what, sir? Select, insert, what? Update. Next one, delete on EMP from Vijay. If it is grant, you have to say to. But if it is revoke, you have to say from Vijay. Revoking the permissions from Vijay. Commands completed what? Successfully. That means permissions are revoked from Vijay. Now let's go to Vijay. So check whether he can select star from what? EMP. Select star from EMP. Then what this gives? Select permission was what? Denied. Why? Because permissions are what? Revoked. Permissions are revoked. Understood? Permissions are revoked. So he can't. Clear? Then. So like here, what you know now? Like creating what, sir? Logins. Creating what? Users. Granting privileges. Granting the privileges means permissions. Granting permissions by use grant. 3. Okay. So how to provide security at server level. How to provide security at database level. And how to provide security at table level. Okay. Then. So whatever the tables user is allowed to access, grant only the tables. Don't grant all the tables. Understood? Then. But what you don't know is what? Views. Okay, na? Views. So views is a view is a separate object. View is a what, sir? Separate object. And then what is this is? Provides security and what, sir? Row in what? Column level. Row in column level. Actually, see, with grant command, what you granted? You granted like this. Grant what? Select, insert, update, delete on what? EMP table to Vijay. You granted permissions on EMP table to Vijay. Yes or no? So Vijay can access the complete EMP table. Vijay can access the complete EMP table. Yes, he can access the whole EMP table. Yes or no? So EMP table contains number of rows, number of columns. He can access complete table. The whole table he can access. But I don't want to give permissions to Vijay to access the whole EMP table. I don't want to give permissions to Vijay to access whole EMP table. Vijay is not allowed to access salaries and commissions. Vijay is not allowed to access what? Salaries and commissions. I want to hide salaries and commissions for Vijay. Understood or not? Is allowed to access only specific columns and specific rows. Okay, na? Then how this can be done? This can be done with the help of what? Views. Then I do one thing. I create a view. Like how you create table like that. You create view also same. Okay, na? Like create view. So view is an object like table. You create a view. In this view, include the columns. What that is? Number, name. Next one, number, name. What is the next one? Job, department number, height, date, whatever you want. Except what? Salaries and commissions. Vijay is not allowed to see the salaries and commissions. Except salaries and commissions include all the fields. Next, the view created. The view created with 4 columns. Next, what you do? Grant what, sir? Select, insert, update, delete on V1 to Vijay. Don't grant the tables. Don't grant the table. Create what, sir? View. So in that view, include whatever the data that user is allowed to access. Vijay is allowed to access only these 4 columns and create a view. And in this way, include these 4 columns and grant this view to what? Vijay. Instead of granting what, sir? Table. Grant what? View to the Vijay. That's it. Understood? That. So now we can access only this 4 columns. He can't access the complete table. He can access only this 4 columns. Okay, na? So then this is another one. So view provides security at what row and column level. So we'll see that in the next class, how to create view. I'll give that notes. Creating login. Okay. Then